So this has been the latest crash out. And I feel like really, all it really did was make these people look like fucking morons. Oh my God.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has, like, streamer brain nowadays, and, like, every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand. There is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Is Jewish. I
want to be clear.
Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there?
Oh, God.
Are you serious?
Gentlemen,
Talking about anti-Semitism to
Oh,
a
jeez.
woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust?
Your country, sir. Anyway,
Bro.
hey, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world. And let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet. To the point
Liking milk.
where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like,
They're probably based.
oh, what funny joke did they tell?
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi.
Yes.
For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ICE. And this is what she had to say.
Big mistake.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where
That's what made him mad. That's what made him mad. Is it they're sitting there hearing, wait a minute, I need to get off the internet because I'm acting like a retard? No. Oh, no. No, I'm not acting like a retard. No, she's wrong. Oh, no. That can't be it.
seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure.
That's why they watch me. It's because I do.
To react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. The reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So
I just make it up, personally.
Let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we?
And it
Ground
turns out
News
to
is
be
a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats.
Based?
If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross.
See, this is one of the reasons why I think we need to get rid of democracy. I just feel like this is like, well, we've tried it. I mean, obviously, like, we've tried it for a while. I think it's time for it to stop.
Same story, completely different vibes. The Ground News feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W. Suspicious. 37 sources covered it. 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans...
If Trump doesn't put Hillary Clinton in jail, I don't think I'm going to vote for him for the 3rd term. I feel like that's like, because you said you were going to do that the 1st time. And like now we're going on the 3rd time and she's still not in jail. Like, what are we doing?
Are selling plasma
Really?
because of financial pressure.
Embarrassing.
Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad
echo
as
chamber.
always.
So true.
Right. And now, let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the cry bullies.
That's right. That's right. It's exactly what they are.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government.
I'm critical of them too. I don't think they're aggressive enough. I don't think they're brutal enough. Like, I see these people attacking them. It's like, you guys have a taser, you have the stick. Why do we give you, why are we paying for you to have the stick if you're not going to use the stick? Fuck, I mean, why don't we just stop paying for the sticks? Really? Like, what's the point of the stick?
A political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of—
Well, that's the thing, is like, a lot of people think that they have to inject their politics into everything because they think that anybody who is able to live a life without basically constantly being fed their propaganda will not believe what they say. So they have to inject their propaganda and their viewpoints into everything so nobody can escape from it. That's the reason why they do it. It's their religion. Yeah, it is their religion. People have replaced religion with political dogma primarily. And I think this has happened especially in Western cultures.
People thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like, half the internet had a problem with it.
Of course.
It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. It's so hard to just say f ICE. It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard—
This is all, see, that's what they want people to do. They don't want to hear a political opinion. They want to hear their political opinion. Also, ICE are American heroes, and they're helping get rid of illegal aliens in the country. Anybody who's against ICE, in my opinion, and wants to get rid of ICE or says fuck ICE, is a traitor. You are a total traitor. These people are coming into the country. They're stealing our fucking money. They're committing crimes. Then also, keep in mind, you also don't want elections. You don't want voting. People voted, and the majority of people that voted for mass deportations with ICE. It was the #1 issue of the election. So if you're against ICE, what you're saying is that the election doesn't matter, and the way that I feel matters even more. That's the reason. No accountability for ICE killing Americans. I think there should be accountability for that. Like, for example, whenever that woman tried to run over the ICE officer, I think that the wife should have been charged as well as an accessory because she told her drive, baby, drive. And then also, like with the other Alex Preddy, I think that whenever he kicked the headlight off of the tail light off of the car, I think that they should have arrested him then, and instead of like the week later whenever they shot him. I think they should have arrested him. So those are like two examples of like ICE, I don't think, really doing things the way that they should do them. So yeah, no, I do agree with you. They could do better.
How hard is it to just say ICE? How hard is it to just say ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line. Say it.
Do what we tell you. Say our line.
Jesus Christ, like at this point, even if Emaru did want to like abolish ICE, even if she really did think ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like I wouldn't say it at this point because this is just like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies.
Well, it's a bunch of freaks that are trying to push you around and tell you what you have to say. That's what it is.
After you. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you.
Take all of my opinions. Listen to all. It's super easy. Listen to everything and do exactly what I tell you.
Guys,
what a fucking freak.
Trump and everyone in his administration, Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy, like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, Men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry.
This is the energy of a teenage girl. He does. This is a grown man with the energy of a teenage girl. It's pathetic.
We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have any
anybody else.
Like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo.
The modern Gestapo.
First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to
You have to talk about both topics and both sides, and then present both sides and create ambiguity onto which side is accurate or not. That's what fence-sitting is.
Say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all,
because you made it up.
Gestapo? Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally—
Because that's the only thing that they know about. The reason why everything is Nazis is because that's the only thing inside of American schools that you learn about that's bad. So you don't really learn about Pol Pot, you don't learn about Stalin, you don't learn about Pinochet, you don't learn about any of these other crazy people. And so the one thing that you do learn about is Nazis. So that's the reason why everything is Nazis. It's because that's the only thing that people know about.
Normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo?
It's
don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what?
Yep, that's because they were never educated about anything else besides that.
They used to compare bad things to before World War II. Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon.
Yep.
Also, I love this.
Actually kind of true. Is that like back in the day, people really didn't like Napoleon because he caused a lot of problems. By the way, Napoleon's fucking based. We need a new Napoleon. But beyond that, yeah, they used to really not like him. They sent him to 2 different islands. They were tired of his ass, bro. Like, he caused so many problems for the French. The guy was a fucking patriot. The guy was a champion.
Racist chud. Like, where did the
He wasn't short. He was like 5'9", by the way. Like, this entire idea that Napoleon was like 5'3" is bullshit. He was like 5'9".
Racism part. Like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things, and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane, and I stay in it. Emaru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely.
Especially when they're fucking retarded. That's the other thing. I don't think people have a problem with celebrities that are politically involved, but they do have a problem with celebrities that are retarded. Like, whenever you have, you know, some random B-list TV show actor that's going on some tirade about how we're living in fascism while she's at an award show, I don't want to hear this. It's annoying.
Unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity?
The reason why, let me explain the actual reason why. The reason why they want to do that is because they create a reward structure around doing that and also a punishment structure around not doing it. They don't really want to hear their opinions. They want to hear their opinions said to that person's audience. They don't care about the person who's saying it. They don't care about the way that they feel. They want to co-opt that person's audience and then colonize their audience with their ideas. So what they do is they create an ecosystem where they create implications, accusations, and other forms of pressure for people to feel like they have to say something. And all of that is in favor and in service of them creating an environment where people feel like they have to adopt those political views in order to avoid certain types of reputation destruction. That's the reason why it happens. That's the actual, that's actually it.
Baby bird.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with the
like,
person
do you really
themselves.
want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say ICE.
You don't have to be qualified to agree with me.
It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line.
Yeah, you don't have to know what you're talking about to just listen to me and have me tell you what to think.
What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic.
Or not, by the way. There are a lot of people that aren't political because they don't care about politics. They don't give a shit about it. Maybe they have some vague opinions like, I don't really like this or I don't like that. But like, they don't really care about it. They don't vote. The only time they think about who's running for the election is on election day. Like, that's it. And there's a lot of people that are like that. And I think that's totally fine. Not everybody has to care about your issue.
Not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content?
Who?
Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella.
I remember saying this. She absolutely does, by the way. Cutie Cinderella is a huge virtue signaler. Like a massive, gigantic virtue signaler.
Literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say ICE.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line.
Yeah.
All your other friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
That's the exact reason why they try to pressure other people into doing it, is that they create pressure through consensus by trying to bully smaller people into doing it, and then they work their way up to where, like, now everybody else is doing it and you're not doing it, and that allows them to create a narrative that, well, okay, there's a reason for that. And so that's the reason why they do it. They look at like dominoes. Because, like, again, strategically, this behavior is not really... It's easy to understand and predict what their behavior is because you just look at these people that are using Machiavellian methods in order to achieve a goal. And if you just approach it from that, you can easily predict what they'll do.
ICE. Okay, but unironically though, them. Straight up.
Yep.
Hey, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care. And if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her?
Wow.
By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Yep. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you
Well, the reason why they didn't say anything about it is that this is the problem, is that, like, I'm a little bit closer to this than other people. The reason why a lot of other creators don't want to say anything about it is because they're afraid. That's the real reason why. They're afraid of speaking out against it. And because they're afraid of speaking out against it, they let people like Emmy get harassed. And so I found like that, honestly, I find it to be very embarrassing. Like all of the people that didn't speak out and didn't say anything about this and didn't defend her, like you either agree with this, like, because in my opinion, right, it's like if you're friends with a person and this is happening to this person, like you don't really have, I mean, I guess you don't really have an obligation to do it. But at the same time, I find it to be annoying that nobody else was really saying anything about it at all. It's very obnoxious.
Stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country.
You have to.
You don't get to be like, well,
you
I
have
don't
to have my opinions.
Agree with this whole taxes thing. So I'm just not going to pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have...
Of course you can. You can do whatever you want.
An opinion
These
on
people like to make rules that everybody else has to live their life around.
A political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them.
Yeah, duh.
Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics.
Yeah, that's right.
What?
That's right. That's called a privilege of being an American.
Many people,
Goddamn
most people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics.
Exactly.
They do other things other than...
Demographically, the majority of the country doesn't vote. Now, also a lot of the country can't vote, but less than 50% of the people actually do vote in like the presidential election. And whenever it goes to like governor elections and like state elections, it's even less than that. So all these people that say that like, oh, you can't care about politics, the majority of people don't care. Look at the numbers. Like, how can you say you don't care about politics if you don't even vote?
Fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew.
Yeah.
Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bent.
I would disagree with that. I think that overall there's been a reseeding of politics. I think a lot of people are actually very fatigued from having politics put into sports, having it put into video games or put into movies or things like that. And I think that, like, for example, if you look at, you know, a game like Expedition 33, that game is totally politics agnostic, right? There's no politics at all in it. And it was very massively successful. And so the idea that politics is this encroaching, you know, like basically influence that is affecting everything, I think is actually the opposite. I think that you're having more and more people as political topics become more extreme and more socially and like emotionally charged. I think that you're seeing more and more people say, you know what? I don't want to be involved in this. I don't want to have anything to do with this. Keep this out of my content. And I think that like that's happening a lot. And I think that's a good thing.
You over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly, Emaru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about like skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about like peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera.
True.
Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own.
It's kind of funny that people say that, but at the same time, they said develop a mind of your own. Meanwhile, here's what you want to say. I want you to develop your own mind by listening to exactly what we say.
She does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emaru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity. If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted.
I can almost guarantee you that the majority of those comments are made by fat women. Almost for sure.
The shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck ice.
That's the kind of comment that a fat woman makes.
If Emaru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah, yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not.
No, they'd say she was brainwashed.
They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. Yep. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own, while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emaru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat.
Absolutely a fat woman comment. There is no chance that this comment isn't made by at least a fat woman, but probably also a middle-aged, like past-the-wall fat woman. Guaranteed.
Dirty incel Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that, but draws the line at saying Ice is bad. Emaru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emaru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship.
Meanwhile, I have nothing to do with this. Like, I wasn't even talking about this. I had nothing to do with this.
She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the
fuck?
This Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emaru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And this woman, the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian only.
What a surprise.
Fans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the
Why are you watching her? You should be watching me instead.
Person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own fuck Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all
For legal purposes, I have no comment.
All this is former booby streamer Caseytron.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically.
I honestly think that anybody who is advocating for like the negative effects of smoking weed, I think that they should look and use Caseytron as an example. They really should. I think this is definitely one of the best examples that you can have of the negative effects of doing drugs. It really is.
Started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you got to watch out.
A woman?
Caseytron is upset too, by the way. Another little factor. I don't know if I talked about this before, because she basically got pushed out of the Austin, Texas circle of people. And like a lot of people didn't want to deal with her. That's because of me. I told people not to interact with her. She's a disgusting piece of shit. Too bad.
In Texas, wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out.
I was right, by the way, too. That's not why everybody did it. That's why some of my friends did.
Back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how
there's a lot of really obnoxious women that have this ideology that a lot of men like women without opinions so they can bully them and push them around and tell them what to think. But the people that think that are usually just really obnoxious, annoying women that no man wants to be around. And so they create this coping mechanism that rationalizes why no man wants to be around them by inventing this fantasy.
A lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like She is. She's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of...
A lot of the people that are hostile about women being pick-me are because they're on... Like, you have to keep in mind, the reason why there's a negative culture around women being appealing to men is because a lot of the women that are on the internet are mentally insane. And they're obnoxious. Because if they weren't, they wouldn't be on the internet.
Emaru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. Yeah. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me?
Well, the difference is that they didn't get picked, and so they're mad. It's people like Denims and Caseytron didn't get picked, and because of that, they're mad at people that are more popular and successful than they are. And that's one of the other reasons why.
You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth.
That's why they're... By the way, that's why they're selling that, because they can't pay rent.
Than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I'm a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just
married. Oh, guys, let's turn the video off. I'm done. Yeah. Well, it's been a good run, guys. You know what? We got other things we need to do. All right. I'm fucking busy. Fuck this. I'm unsubscribing right now.
Their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions.
Well, it's toxic female behavior, where basically they create an artificial consensus and then they participate in reputation destruction towards any female and any person that doesn't adhere to that consensus. Is that any sort of consensus-based messaging is overwhelmingly usually like toxic female messaging. It's the same way, like, basically any sort of like physical aggressive messaging is usually toxic male messaging. It's the same thing. But the problem is that in society, it's completely okay to talk about men being toxic, but you can never come up with any examples of women being toxic. Well, I can. It's this video.
For men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention.
Of course.
Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
Surely.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
Yeah.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining.
Smoking weed, fucking like just the most boring, dumb shit.
And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement. Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families.
I think they should. I think a lot of people should deserve to live in that fear. And I think that's not even true. I think it should happen to them.
Regardless of who's doing
what I
it,
think.
But especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things. And an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political. It's basic human empathy. Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emaru made her opinion about ICE clearer? No. Of course.
There's never a point, like, the point was never about that. It was they always wanted to attack you, and that's it. It doesn't matter what you tell them. They'll just, even if you agree with them, they'll say that you're only agreeing with them because they made you, and then so now they hate you. There's not a win condition. It's either they're right or you're wrong.
Not. Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself in your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb c***. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look.
I don't know about that.
You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you.
Another fat person probably making that comment, fat woman.
Here is I support Israel and my name is Emaru. Wait,
I support Israel?
what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold.
Isn't it crazy how people like this want to talk about how bad sexism is, and then they basically use sexist insults like that? I mean, that's crazy to even say that.
Neutral. Oh wait, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA.
Oh.
Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant. This dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth.
Yeah, bro, tell that to your mom, okay? Just because your mom and dad want you to get off the internet doesn't mean you have to put this off on everybody else online.
Thank God.
Please, stop making everybody else have to relive your trauma.
Is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her.
I bet you were.
Good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin. Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration?
Never enough.
They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie.
Yep.
I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude. Of fucking course her incel
Gotta kill him.
fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
The poor innocent 28-year-old. Yep, that's definitely made by a middle-aged woman. Absolutely. The thing is that this is the problem with like female PvP, is that they try to pretend like they're not flagged. That's the most toxic and obnoxious thing about it, is that they will pretend like, oh, well, I'm not doing this, but like, it's so obvious that you're doing this. It is, like, it's so clear. They're assassins, yeah. And then they act like, oh, no, that's not what I was doing. Yeah, it obviously was. They attack you, and then they're like, oh, I'm not flagged.
Incels,
Jesus.
known for defending women online. What?
Yes.
What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean
men that don't give me attention? That's what incel means to a lot of them. They're talking about men that don't find me attractive and don't give me attention.
man now? It just means man. Man I do not like. I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emaru low-key a femcel? Femcel!
What?
Emaru's a femcel! Oh my Do people just not know what words mean anymore?
No, they don't. They just make up whatever the hell they want.
Are they coming to these conclusions? I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her. Yeah, right. Sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill. We need to do something about these male-centered women. Okay.
That's a fat woman's comment. That's absolutely a fat woman's comment. Guaranteed.
First of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God. Yep. Go to therapy. Do literally anything else than make it our problem. Fuck her, and especially fuck her bestie Asmongold.
Of course.
I hope they get kirked.
Killed.
30-year-old woman too scared to say fuck guys to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh.
Jesus.
Fuck her and fuck guys and fuck you if you support this.
They're on the right side of history. Keep that in mind, guys. This is why you never give these people an inch. See, the moment that you let these people, you even for a second display 1% understanding or empathy to them, they will take advantage of that and then use that to further encroach on your life. You have to treat these people like this is like, that's why I like the guy from Argentina, right? Javier Milei, is that like he just says, bro, these people are absolute fucking animals. They're like subhuman demons, and you should treat them that way. Never treat these people like people. They're not.
Emaru deserved what Miskiff did to her. F Emaru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets oh, okay. I reported that one.
That's a bit
Holy
much.
shit. What is wrong with these people? See, you don't
Well,
understand.
they're mentally ill. They're mentally ill losers. That's the reason why. They're leftards. Yep, leftards. Never give them an inch. Exactly. Like, I think these need to be, like, actually, you know what? I don't think we're ready for that opinion yet. Never mind. We'll give that another 6 months to a year.
I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud.
That's right.
Look it up. Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
Surely.
May I just
Nazi is not seeing my point of view.
remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death. What?
Yeah.
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emaru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe on Head. Of
Oh, now it's about you.
course, Emaru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fan base.
Again, another comment by a fat woman. Every single time. I guarantee it. And the difference between like me and Shu is that I'll show people's profiles. I'll pull their profile up. I'll look at their profile pictures. I'll look at everything they're saying. I'll make fun of their personal life. I do this. I have no problem doing this. I love doing it. And so anyway, like, cause she blocks these out. She's, you know, she's nice. I'm not. I love doing it. And if you actually go back and look these people up, you will see that they are the fattest, ugliest, most disgusting losers on the internet. It's so embarrassing. That's why they're mad. That's why they're on the internet. It's because nobody wants to be around them.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yeah, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, call me mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe.
I also agree with that. Well, our right-wingers have that opinion too.
Where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want
control. And the moment that you give them that control, they will never let go.
To humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emaru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the cry bully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in
it's shocking for a lot of people. It is. And that's one of the things that I think that y'all need to understand. Like the way that, like, for example, like there will be a tweet about me that will get like 100,000 likes and it'll get like millions of views. I don't even see it in a lot of cases. It doesn't even show up on my radar. And so really, I mean, a lot of people don't understand how big of an ecosystem this is because they're in their own little square. They're in their own little box, and that's it. And so that's what suicidal empathy equals death. Well, what I'm saying is that a lot of other people don't have the privilege that I do, right? Because, like, if there's something like that, like, do you remember whenever people were saying that I was dating that Kaisi girl whenever she was 17? And, you know, like, this is like a big thing. Everybody was talking about this. It was a huge, huge thing on Twitter. Nobody even brought this up in my comment section. Nobody even talked to me about this because there's so much content that I make that it just basically just gets diluted. And so any criticism, any complaining, like I can say anything I want. It's not really going to matter in 2 days because people are going to move past it and get mad at the new thing that I'm saying. So like, that's really how it is. But for a lot of these other people, they don't have that type of news cycle. They're not regularly going out there doing this stuff. And because of that, they don't understand like how stressful it is to happen. Keep them mad. Yeah. And flood the zone. Well, yeah, say the N-word to prove it. I get banned. I get banned. Honestly, I don't really say the N-word that much. I used to say it a lot. I don't really say it hardly at all now. Like, I would say the only time that I say it is like if, like, obviously I'm not streaming and somebody says, well, what did this person say? I will just say the word instead of saying the N-word. But like, other than that, I just don't really say the word. Now, I might get back into it. I might get back. Well, it's a fad, right? And like, I might get back into saying the N-word, but like right now, I'm not saying it a lot.
Vulnerable state of mind. It is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it,
it's overwhelmingly social consensus pressure for women. Absolutely.
People who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God.
It's autistic, aggressive, angry men.
People on the spectrum are immune to the cry bully tactics. What happened is Emaru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just going to make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So
this is the crazy thing, right? Is that things actually, this has nothing to do with me. I don't do anything with Emaru on stream. I don't really go on her streams. She's not on my streams. And so because I was in OTK and she was in OTK, people lose their fucking minds. And so that's it. It's a deep association, very clearly.
Hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon,
it's all me.
Right? Glad you made this and owned up to it.
Yes.
But you're still friends with Asmongold,
right?
So it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation. But the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming
always
sincere.
About me.
Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce
It's always about me. Isn't that insane? Wow.
Asmon, or
it's my fault.
Taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold. Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emaru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like,
this was over the last drama. This is, by the way, a reason why I don't collab with anybody anymore. I don't want to have people get harassed on my behalf or have people get upset about me or anything else. I just don't want to have to deal with it.
Shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what
Actually, that would probably make him happy.
They want you to do. Yes. Around 2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails.
Flav can handle it. He can. Like, I just, well, for me, like, that's the reason why I don't go to any streamer events. Like, I have no interest and no desire to be friends with any other streamers, like, unless they're inside of that ecosystem that, like, I'm already a part of. Like, and here's another, this is going to be like an ego thing, okay? But, like, outside of, like, 4 or 5 people, every streamer is fucking irrelevant. They're nobodies. So, like, unless I'm friends with these people, like, privately, why the fuck would I care about being around them? Like, that's really the truth. So it's like, there's no benefit for me. McConnell's one of them. McConnell's one of them.
My family members, it was like nonstop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received...
This is why I never do that anymore. Like, people get mad at me for, like, people I'm friends with. I say, yeah, that's just the way it is. You cry about it. And the reason why is that I understand that these people will... It's not like they're going to be like, oh, okay, we like you again. Like, they're not engaging in good faith. They don't care about this topic at all. They're just saying this in order to basically attack you.
Nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of...
People don't know the right answer, and they try to be... It's like you try to be a good person, and you think that people are upset because of this, or whatever other reason. Stop poking in public once, 6 dudes asked for a picture. Well, I don't know about that, right? But, like, all I'm saying is that, like, personally, like, for me, I don't know about her, like, I have no interest in being around other streamers. And the reason why is that, like, I'm very lucky in the regard that I have a lot of friends. Like, some of them are streamers that I've, you know, known over the years, etc. And they're guys that are, you know, part of my community and, you know, just other streamers that I know, like, you know, pretty much the people that you'd expect. And also, like, I have a lot of real life friends, too. And the truth is also, like, I am very, like, this, you might not believe this, right? But, like, I actually have probably too many friends. Like, there are always people trying to hang out with me, always people trying to talk with me, right? It's just happening constantly. So, like, really, I mean, I've never felt like I'm a, you know, like, I'm like an outcast or whatever. So, like, if there's people... Like, this is my outlook with, like, streaming, is that, like, inside of this, like, streaming community, especially people that are, like, inside of the inner circle of that, they're very afraid of negative sentiment. And the reason why is because, like, for example, like, somebody gets harassed, and for them, it's, like, massively overwhelming, because let's say they only get, like, you know, 1,000 viewers, or 4,000 viewers, or 10,000 viewers. That's nothing, right? That's nothing compared to the amount of people that are, like, watching on, like, YouTube, or people that are watching on, you know, Twitch live, or you know, Kick or something like that. And so are people that are, like, looking at tweets or stuff like that. It's overwhelming for them. And so, like, they don't want to say anything about it. The repercussions, yeah, they're afraid of it.
Want it all to stop, and you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake, and it is not worth it. Because
my opinion is, like, anybody can say anything they want about me. I literally don't care. It doesn't matter to me at all. And the reason why is that I view streaming as a career and as a job. And so I don't hold anything against people personally whenever they act in a way that's beneficial to them professionally. I just simply don't care. It doesn't matter to me. It's not relevant to me. I view everything as just basically a professional relationship. And anything that's beyond that is maybe positive, but it's separate. Yeah, I just literally don't give a shit. That's about it. Doesn't matter to me one way or another.
We're going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize.
Well, and that's what streaming friends are, by the way. They are temporary allies. They're not your real friends. And you see this, that whenever one of these people, right, it's like, because if it was one of my real friends that was getting attacked by something, I would feel like I have to say something about them, right? I have to say something and defend them. And so if you don't have people that are speaking up and defending you, the odds are it's because they're not really your friend. They don't really care about it that much. They just simply find you to be convenient for their career. And the moment that you stop streaming or they stop streaming, you'll probably drift apart. And there's really nothing wrong with that. There are a lot of guys that I would talk to and I was, like, super close friends with whenever I worked at the IRS. And, you know, I don't even know what they're doing nowadays, right? Because, like, you know, they were coworkers. I like them a lot. I mean, honestly, I miss some of them. But, like, overall, like, life takes you in different directions, and that's the way that the world is, right? I mean, that's growing up. It's getting older. And so whenever you see that,
I think that there's a lot of people that are streamers, and this is another factor, is that a lot of streamers are socially retarded. Many of them didn't have a lot of friends in high school. They weren't popular. They didn't have people that liked them. And in general, they were just kind of losers. For me, I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't like a super popular, like crazy cool guy, but like I always had a lot of friends and I always got along with people, and I never had a problem fitting in anywhere I was in my whole life. I never really have. And so because other people don't have that understanding, then they have a huge, huge problem being able to speak out about this, because if they don't know how to have that type of an outlook on it. And I think that's socially retarded. Well, it's also that, again, whenever you're beneficial for a person's career, you should never expect that, and especially if something happens with you and they're not willing to speak out about it or say anything about it, it's probably because they don't really care about you. Like, it's not, and it's also never that like they don't, it's that they don't care about you more than they care about their image. And that's what matters to them more. And that's not always a bad thing, but it's important to know it. Because if you don't know it, you have a misconception, and like, it's like, for example, like you ever be like around a girl that you like a lot, and then like she doesn't like you back, and it like fucks up your head, right? I mean, this has happened for me, I'll be honest. I was like 19 or something, right? And so many, many years ago, it was a big thing. And so if you have that environment, you're going to lead yourself into a direction that will bother you. It's going to massively bother you and massively like negatively affect you, because like you think you're on one level, but actually you're not.
Person, you should apologize if you actually do something wrong.
There's
a
big conversation
wronged
about that.
Someone,
huge conversation.
But you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun. There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years. There is nothing you can ever do to please these people. So why bother?
Exactly.
They will not be happy until you kill yourself.
Yep.
And even then, they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like...
It absolutely is, because they're trying to bring it back and push this narrative again. And it's getting a huge amount of pushback now. Because I do think that this on the internet was, like, kind of like a point where a lot of people, there's like a degree of like woke people that were like getting outspoken again. And I think that after this, it definitely kind of contextualized them, and people were like, wait a minute, these guys really are losers. Because people kind of forgot how big of losers they were, because it's been a few years since this has been happening. So whenever this did happen, I do feel like a lot of people are now back on the side of, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, you weirdo, like you're trying to cancel people, etc.
Yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a shoe on a head video. But second of all, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emaru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here.
Well, this is what they care about, right? And the reason, woke is back, right?
Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why you have to treat these people like that, is that the moment that you don't bully these people and aggressively push back against them, and even proactively push against them for like what their narratives are, is the moment that they consolidate power and they're able to continuously do this to other people. You should always push back against them. You should always shit on them. You should never let them know even the slightest amount of peace. They are awful.
Now, woke 2.0? Because woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get...
After woke 2.0 is over, gay marriage is getting banned. Okay? Sorry, guys.
Worse.
I don't make the rules.
I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxano.
It is the left as a whole. It is. Because the ones that don't do it allow it. That's the problem. The amount of thought and diversity of thought inside of the leftist community is like nothing. It's tiny. It's a fraction. And so it is all of them.
your channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like I feel like I'm one of the only ones
It's
like
what they do.
Holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class. You know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion.
If only they were only eating children. Wouldn't that be nice? If they were only eating kids?
Emaru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually.
You don't have
this
to
is
do
mass
anything.
psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emaru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening.
That's how you know she's 35. She remembers that.
Here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Sean Head for political information, you are deep fried. So
and if you watch me, you're obviously really smart and you understand the world. That's the difference.
That was that little video. If you like my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Man. I mean, I agree with everything she's saying. I do. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. And, okay, Kami, mommy, just relax, bro. Calm down. And no, she's totally right about what she's saying. And it is an ecosystem and a community of people that are systematic bullies. They try to create a false consensus on social media because they can't create a real consensus at the ballot box. And that is just increasingly becoming more the case. They are taking 95-5, 90-10 issues, things like trans and sports, things like kids being trans, illegal alien criminals over, American and European citizens, pushing away and hating, normal cultural things and then replacing them with garbage. This is really what it is. And no, I really think that if you watch Freakazoid video on High Guard, no, I haven't seen that at all. And that's what they do. That is 100%. It's what they do every single fucking time. And the problem is that some people listen to it and they think they make the mistake that, oh, wait a minute. These people might actually care about the issue. They don't care about the issue. These would be people that would be turning you into the SS and celebrating it because they would be Nazis. They would be. These are people who simply like to exert power. They like to bully people and tell other people what to do. And it doesn't really matter what the power is. It doesn't matter what the reason is. If they were burning witches or killing people or anything else, no, not really. They absolutely would be. You don't understand the ecosystem that creates the environment that they exist in. I do. What these people do is they imagine a false consensus. They will never, and here's how you know that what I'm saying is true. They will never hold a viewpoint that is counter to what their ideology is. Nobody falls in line with their ideology 100% of the time. So why is it that they never have a viewpoint that runs counter to that? It's because the viewpoints are performative in the first place. They don't have any actual viewpoints. They're simply saying the thing that they think that they're supposed to say. So that's the reason why. Pull this man up. Yeah, what is this here? And never friends defended her. I mean, again, I wish more of the, like, I mean, again, I don't want to get involved in, like, Emmy's, like, her friends or something. Like, I don't know about that. I don't want to talk about it a lot for obvious reasons. I know them. But, like, overall, I do think that a lot of them should have defended her. I guess I should say that. I mean, I think they should have defended her, and I didn't like the fact that they didn't come out and say that. And I think that, like, if you want to do that, that's fine. But it's important to keep in mind the people that, you know, don't do that for you, right? And I find it to be problematic. It's very problematic. So, yeah, those are not friends. I mean, I definitely wouldn't look at things the same way. If that was me, I would not look at things the same way after that at all. So you give them too much credit saying that they're consistent. They just do whatever globalist overlords tell them. Well, what I'm saying is that their value system is not intrinsic.
It is based off of what they think is culturally acceptable, and they wait for an established consensus inside of their in-group before they create an opinion about something. That's really what they do. And so that's the reason why I said that they would be burning witches or killing Jews with the Nazis. It's because if that was the considered popular social opinion at the time, they would follow it, because their values are not derived from a principled position. They're derived from fitting in, the ability to exert power, and the ability to be able to do what they want and be seen as a good person. And that's the reason really why. I'll link you guys the video. Like, it's a great video. I mean, I think it's a very, very good video. I'm very happy to see this. And, you know, I've watched Shoe on Head, as I said, probably since 2012.